I don't agree with everything Marcus Aurelius says. His complete certainty of a god existing, how he fathered his son Commodus, how he owned slaves throughout his empire, even how he approached justice in many regards. This video isn't to condemn Aurelius on his weaknesses. He of all people understood that, like all humans, he was flawed. Instead, this video is to show his Stoic nature. Marcus Aurelius, after all, is thought of the quintessential Stoic throughout the philosophy. Stoicism, to put it briefly, is about learning self-control, understanding that you don't always control what happens around you, but you do always control how you emotionally respond. Stoicism can be categorized into three character traits: discipline, courage, and kindness. It's a philosophy deeply concerned with how individuals should live their lives, and these traits reflect the key aspects of Stoic thought. Firstly, we're going to talk about discipline. Marcus Aurelius was the ruler of the Roman Empire. He was by far the most powerful man in all the world 2,000 years ago. Every desire, every need this man could crave, he could pursue and very likely obtain. For Marcus, discipline meant fulfilling one's duties and responsibilities, even when it was difficult to control your desires. He often spoke about the need to rise each day and perform one's tasks, regardless of how one feels. In his personal journal, today known as Meditations, he says, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being." Aurelius was a firm believer in a god, and so he believed it was his duty, his God-given responsibility, to do the hard work, even if he didn't feel like it. He says, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. When discussing courage, Marcus Aurelius continuously talked in his book about how life is finite and that we must use our time wisely. He says, everything you soon see will alter and cease to exist. Think about how many changes you've already seen. He wasn't afraid of being judged or critiqued in his short life. In fact, he openly welcomed it. He had the courage and confidence to act out of his duty, regardless of what it took. Marcus, throughout his book, clearly had a primal fear of death, but he uses this to justify his confidence, to argue that since life is finite, we must make the most out of it and act courageously. He says, when some people do someone a favour, they always look for a chance to call it in, and some aren't, but they're always aware of it, still regard it as a debt. But others, they don't even do that. They're like a vine that produces grapes without looking for anything in return, a horse at the end of the race, a dog when the hunt is over. We should be like that, acting almost unconsciously, except conscious of it. You should have confidence to do the things that you should be doing, regardless of what others think, because it's the right thing to do. He says, it's quite possible to be a good man without anyone realising it. Remember that. That quote, in fact, leads to the final branch of Stoicism, kindness. He says, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Marcus Aurelius was a man that embodied kindness to his people above all else. He believed that humans fundamentally were created by God to help one another. Marcus Aurelius lost his parents, his brother, his wife, his children, his men, all throughout his lifetime. He had to deal with many unfortunate things: wars, harvest failures, even the Antonine Plague, which killed millions during his reign. He accepted that nothing in life is permanent, and you have to be kind to one another while you still can. It leads to my favourite quote from Aurelius out of his entire personal journal, which is to be strict with yourself and tolerant of others. To be kind is to encompass empathy, patience, gratitude, even humbleness as the mighty Roman Emperor. Of all things in the world that you could be kind. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Discipline, courage, and kindness. To be a Stoic is to embody these traits, for the betterment of both yourself and humanity as a whole. By embodying these principles, we are not only living a life of integrity, but contributing to a better world, once again as a whole. In the end, Stoicism is about rising above our impulses, our fears, and judgments to live meaningfully. Marcus Aurelius is a timeless guide, as you can see in this pursuit. This is my third video, so I still obviously have a lot to improve on. If you have any critiques, please let me know. If you could leave support, that would also be highly appreciated. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.